We are tired. Rape is an international emergency, and it's gotten worse with the COVID-19 pandemic. It's time to break the silence. Stop raping us. My name is Wanjiku Mwaura, and this is the 77% YouTube show. Today, we're talking about rape. Nigeria has been shocked by a recent wave of rape cases, and on this show we start by saying some of the victims' names. University student Owavera Omozua, raped and killed in a church. Barakat Bello, gang raped and murdered. No arrest has been made. A 17-year-old girl, gang raped. 2 arrests only have been made. Unfortunately, this picture is replicated in many other countries. Now, Nigeria went ahead to declare a state of emergency. But in 2019, in February, Sierra Leone declared a state of emergency over sexual and gender-based violence. The data also shows that some of the highest sexual violence cases come from South Africa. In fact, women's rights groups say that a woman is raped every 26 seconds. Why have rape cases increased so much over the last few months? We talked to some of you, and this is what you said.
We are having more cases of rape because more cases of rape had been reported and had been caught and had been filmed. And the report case had been, people have been enlightened on rape day by day, that it should be reported. If you're a victim, there's nothing to be ashamed of. It's better the culprit is arrested and persecuted.
Due to the COVID-19 lockdown, everyone is asked to stay at home. In this case, they tend to associate with themselves at home, so it might increase or it increases the rate of rape in Nigeria.
Why is it increasing? Because the government is so bad. It's so bad that when they bring a case of rape, they don't take it serious. They look at that as a casual thing to happen in Nigeria, but it's not good.
Kenya's controversial head of the Film Classification Board, Ezekiel Matua, attributed the rise of rape cases and teenage pregnancies to Akamba music. Dr. Matua claimed that vernacular artists who sing in vulgar language are to blame. Many times women are even too scared to report because they face accusations of having provoked the man with their outfits or the way they walked. Such ridiculous nonsense. So what are officials doing to bring perpetrators to book? Our correspondent Edith Kimani asked a Nigerian policeman how they handle those situations.
You mean to tell me that if I come to your police station and I tell you that my husband has beat me up, you'll send me to find a lawyer?
Yeah, we would invite the husband. Is it a habit? Is it a one-time affair?
Why should that matter?
That's why we said back to culture. We like it or not, we're in Nigeria. Look, get me straight.
I'm trying.
There's a complaint from a Mrs. that the Mr. has beaten her up. That's her own report,
Yes.
right? So we believe her? No. We have to hear from him and see if there are evidences and witnesses and everything we can work on.
Many, as we've had, hide behind cultural perceptions. So what must happen for these cultural perceptions to change?
Sadly, culture is also used as a tool to subjugate women. So, for example, in Ethiopia, until very recently, it was permissible for someone to kidnap a girl, rape her, and then as long as he marries her, then he's safe. But the law was changed some years ago. The added addition of religion also makes the culture even more, domineering when it comes to women, because in both main faiths in Africa, which is Islam and Christianity, there's still a role of women being below men or subservient to men. But increasingly, with awareness, with examples of women in leadership, and with faith faith-based organizations standing to also join their voices with gender activists that violence against women is wrong, we can begin to see some changes in society.
The worst thing about this whole situation is that it only becomes a big topic in public domain because the children who were raped become visibly pregnant. So how many more children have suffered in silence? The Women and Children Affairs Bureau in Ethiopia's capital, Addis Ababa, says that more than 100 children have been raped since the outbreak of COVID-19. Now, authorities attribute this to school closures. So you see, the situation is dire. So I had to find out the safety status of children on the continent. Police and other officials are having a hard time getting this under control. So what needs to be done at a family level?
I think families need to realize that everybody's life matters. So that girl who is a victim or that boy who is a victim, his life matters. And we should not say that because someone is older or someone has a bigger status, then they should get away with committing crimes. Families need to come to that realization that in families, you need to take a stand to protect your children and to protect your loved ones. Our silence actually led to a lot of broken adults and has led to this high incidence of rape we're seeing in society now.
As a parent, allowing your child, especially a girl child, to mingle with men that are older than her, it's very dangerous because nowadays men are not what we think they are. Because if you allow them to go close to them, they might start doing things you don't even expect them. Even if you have the trust on those men, you don't need to allow your child as a girl to go close to them because anything can happen.
Parents need to be conscious of these kids and find time to take responsibility. Don't keep your kid with someone, regardless of, because most of this rape happen within families. Regardless of who you think, I'm not saying don't trust anyone. Don't keep your kids with people because doing that, the potential culprit might not have the intention, but you're just giving room for temptation. You're giving room for someone to think, oh, I can actually do this. So parents should take responsibilities.
Rape happens because rapists exist, not because a woman, girl, boy provoked it or asked for it. So even as we demand for the law to move faster, we should condemn and call out perpetrators in our communities. And most importantly, we should believe rape victims when they come out. I would love to hear your thoughts on the topic. Please leave us a comment below and let's talk about how to stop rape within our communities.